All righty. Hey, welcome to the next episode of Legacy Over Likes. I wanted to touch base with you today and talk to you a little bit about side hustles. Now, I will say this, you're going to learn either the easy way or the hard way that if you have multiple streams of income, whether that is real estate, digital products, homes, land, Airbnb, there's so many different opportunities out there owning multifamily. There's so many opportunities that are out there that are going to allow for you to build a portfolio in life and be able to have some investments, the stock market, things of that nature. Now, I haven't personally developed a stock market portfolio. However, I know a lot of people that do have them and are dabbling as well in crypto, and some are even doing really well in crypto. So today's Legacy Over Likes podcast is to talk a little bit about how you can start something that will give you a valid, number one, forward motion. Number two, it'll allow for you to uh, put different things inside of your life that will create revenue on autopilot to a degree once you put the work in. Okay. So, one of the strategies that I want to talk about today is something that I know about, which is tech. Now, with AI out there and a whole bunch of different opportunities that are out there, you can realistically do whatever it is that you want, but you have to start somewhere. Does that make sense? I hope that it does for the people that are joining in with us. Like and subscribe to channels Legacy Over Likes. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be talking about how you can create momentum and be able to do different, small businesses that will create either a side hustle or primary income for you. So the difference between it being a primary income and a side hustle is the distance that you take it without giving up and moving to a place where, you know, potentially you can learn something new. Here's what I learned. I was an executive chef, and before that I was just a cook. And after that, I realized that I had to learn some other life skills, which is why I'm in the digital market these days, which is why I can do things differently than a lot of people because I studied for over 10,000 hours to learn a new craft and create a new culture within myself that didn't require me to be present after the build out process to a degree. Okay. Nothing's ever perfect. We're always in refinement stage, but this is something that I wanted to connect with you on. I'm glad you're here. Legacy Over Likes. Look, this is what we're doing here. We are talking a little bit about side hustles that can become a primary income, but you have to start somewhere. Okay. I have an affiliate program that will help you, if you want to talk to people about building websites, our company can build these websites for you and you can yield a great commission on the build and we'll just be your support bracket. Okay. We would love to be able to do those things for you and with you. There are some done for you systems. There are some systems that are in place so that you can learn more about doing something or just pass it off to our team to get the results that you're looking for. Websites are just one of them. CRM builds are another one. One of the things we really love about CRM builds is you can have a small home-based business up to a large multi-million dollar business inside of a snapshot that will create a user experience for the people that come in. CRMs are amazing, right? So the one thing that I've learned over time related to a CRM is that I can go and get cold market information that's public information and I can press that into the CRM and then I can get people that are in specific niche industries that are willing to, move forward, have some fun, take a risk on building their business in a way that they didn't know that was possible. Okay. Let's talk about that for a sec. When it comes down to a CRM build, there's a lot of elements inside there that will get you a positive and magnificent follow through process. One of those things that I like to talk about is what I call a 24/18 workflow. It's 24 emails inside of 4 months with 18 text messages And what I found is my opt out rate is less than 1.5%. There's on occasion when I haven't verified the emails on the front side and I'm just trying to send out to 100 people that my opt out rate is a little bit higher than that. Ideally, we want to keep that under 3%, or else your system will start to have problems. So there is an order of operations. The order of operations is fairly simple. I want to go ahead and I want to grab the contacts that are out there in the wild, the ones that are given to us on the public. I want to scrub that list. How do I scrub it? Well, I bring those contacts in a certain way into my CRM, and then I verify the emails. And anything that doesn't verify for me, I will then remove that. Okay. Now there is a cost to verify emails, about 0.05 cents, right? About a fifth of a penny, essentially. Um, there's times, depending on what snapshot you're in and who is running your SaaS, that price can be a little bit higher. So I want you to know that going in, but it's really just pennies on the dollar if you think about it, or fractional pennies on the dollar when you're moving towards something that will allow for you to have yet one more piece of the system taken care of. Okay. Another segment that we're going to talk about within the CRM, we've already discussed the 2418 email slash text message scenario that we send out to people and we get interest in the cold market. It's not rocket science, but that process has to be done. Okay. So, secondly, what do you talk about? Okay, well, maybe you're just an ebook person. This is one of the facets of my business. And as an ebook individual, you can go in and create a full ebook experience in your CRN, from the sales point to the feedback loop, and then to the sharing component, which people can share on social media, and then put them also in another workflow where they can jump into potentially purchasing another ebook. So there's some really popular course companies out there like Coursera. You're going to have like Udemy and other companies, Kartra, etc., that have these features available where people can buy your courses, buy your ebooks. Well, this with high level is the way. I believe that when I jumped from Infusionsoft a while back, after working on that system for probably 5 to 7 years, I learned that Go High Level in the beginning wasn't very pretty, but it was very functional. And they are willing to add more and more and more details to the CRM as we go. Now, I'm not going to today cover all of the details related to how does the CRM work or any of those things. I'm just going to cover some brief moments that will allow for you to understand exactly how you can utilize the CRM. And what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to use my affiliate code down in the links below in this video that will help you get started. Now, for anybody that works with our affiliate link, we're going to load a snapshot, a phenomenal one, into your business. Okay, so back to the snapshot, the high level plan, right? You're going to be able to use our affiliate link and get started with a 14-day trial. And what that's going to allow for you to do after you're onboarding with us, we're going to put a snapshot into your basic level of high level, and it's going to be a lot more than you would expect. Okay. If you want our ebook snapshot, you can get that. If you would like some of our other higher ticket coaching scenarios, you can get that snapshot. If you're looking to build a business in a certain niche, let's say roofing, or let's say real estate, whatever it is, we're going to be able to load that snapshot in for you to give you the basic fundamentals and then put you through some training so that you understand exactly how to use that snapshot, how to build it, how to resell it, and be able to earn your own side hustle or main income from this process. And that's really what's important to us, is to allow for you to learn how to put these things together one at a time so that you can build a side hustle or a primary income. The way it works really is if you're considering doing ads, or if you're considering just social media marketing and calls to action and friending people and building community, you're going to be able to take all these tools that I've given you and allow for yourself to build something. Now, look, these snapshots are not expensive, but there's been a lot of work that go into these snapshots. And what you'll find is the average snapshot is anywhere from $100 to $500. Okay. That's it. So imagine being able to start your own business for under 500. In fact, when you buy our 497 footprint, what we're going to do is we're going to give you how to scale your company to $10,000 a month. And it's an ebook that if you follow this ebook information straight away and get to the point and drown out all the other noise that's coming in, within 30 to 60 days, conservatively, you'll be able to start marketing and building that particular style of income, recurring income from yourself. Okay. Now let's think about this for a sec. We talked a little bit about high ticket, but we haven't really talked about low ticket. We haven't talked about reoccurring low ticket, right? So when it comes to low ticket, when we have an ebook, here's a great scenario for you to concern yourself with. If you're trying to be an ebook person, then I want you to double down on using Google Docs, formatting the book properly, getting your cover in place, setting the forward, a dedication, and other things in the beginning of the book, and then creating an offer at the end of the book. If you create an offer at the end of the book, you can really go wild with what it is that you're doing. Now, when you create the ebook, and let's say you sell the ebook for $37, they go through a checkout process and then they go out through a nurture process as well. That's going to allow for you to step it up. Here's what I mean. Imagine you had one ebook, and through this sequence, they can purchase the ebook, get the ebook digitally sent to them. In addition to that ebook, they can get other information about this particular ebook and how they should be considering the learning process for themselves, right? I have one that's how to make $5,000 a month at 17 years old. And so that's going to be a really critical ebook for that person who's maybe 13, 14, 15 years of age and wants to understand how to not necessarily exit their household with their parents, but be able to have the tools to manage a life outside of their parents' house when they actually decide to leave. Now, I'm not telling you to leave at 17. I left at 16 years old. I got my tail in trouble, if that makes sense. But what you want to do is, if you're smart about it, you want to stay in your parents' house as long as you can and learn the right way so that when you're out of the house, you can have an income stream. Now, bulletin guys, look, a lot of the millennials and younger, they think that an income stream is getting Bitcoin. Okay. They think an income stream is learning the cryptocurrencies and all that stuff. While in part that is a solution, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Don't do it. You want to have different things, because here's what you're going to find out. You're going to either learn the easy way, which is the route that I'm trying to teach you, or you're going to learn the hard way, which is loss, which is, oh, I put 30 grand in Bitcoin, or I put $30,000 in X cryptocurrency. And then all of a sudden, because I didn't understand the parameters of how to stay on top of that, it disappeared. I would tell you first to take your money and put it in blue chip stocks that are on the stock market. Look to Tony Robbins and people that are educated. Look, I'm not by any standards a investor, and nor can I give you the advice, but I can tell you that I've seen other people in blue chip stocks and other non-aggressive stocks of companies that are out there, such as Amazon, Apple, Starbucks, things of those nature. Those type of companies have been very consistent. Now, some of those companies have been less consistent than, let's say, Elon Musk or, Apple or Amazon. Those are more consistent stocks I've found. And now, so if these guys have purpose and each year they're building something brand new to their business, and they are, then you can expect to find some sort of yield once in a while. Tony Robbins, I remember him saying, Don't be afraid of investing. You just need to invest and then expect that these big companies are going to be continuing to invest in themselves, which eventually will raise their stock price. Okay. I don't want to get off track, but here's the next thing. So we talked a little bit about the ebook strategy and the one-time ebook sale, which you can just create a new YouTube channel or a new Instagram channel and solely hammer down on videos that are stock videos with AI and other things that will allow for you to be able to sell these ebooks hand over fist. Now, just imagine you're a type of person that's trying to replace, $1,000 to $3,000 a month, and your ebooks priced around $37. Now, how many of those do you have to sell? 30 in order to get your $1,000, 90 to get your $3,000. So everything has a cost, and so I want you to realize that the cost is you've got to teach yourself how to do ads. There's courses out there on Udemy that can teach you how to do a good ad. And then you have to get on the phone with Meta to refine those ads and keep going and keep going. Now, look, you can't tell me that if you lost $300 this month, that it's going to bankrupt you. If it is, this might not be for you in terms of doing ads, but what it is it's free to go to Google Docs and create an ebook. I will give you the framework. My framework for this is available for $100. It's a really simple framework that will take all the guesswork out of it and a fine tutorial with video that will help you get your own ebook status. Now, imagine just saying, hey, who wants my ebook? And giving it away sometimes and charging $37 sometimes. And then even so, imagine from your ebook creating an affirmation highway that lasts 365 days that will help people and selling that particular opportunity for $5 a month. Who's in on that? If you can't spend $5 a month on your education, well, look into where you're spending your monthly money. It could be over there at Starbucks. I'm not saying don't go to Starbucks. I'm saying go to Starbucks, go to, the windmill company. I don't even know what they're called, Dutch Bros, right? Still spend that money, but maybe do one less coffee, do one more coffee at home, and then take that $5 per month and apply it towards your education. And you're going to end up learning something. That's key. So that's what I found is important for me. And it's been working for me. So we're going to dive into the reoccurring information that we were discussing. I think I beat a dead horse with the $37 ebook, which if you buy my snapshot for $100 and you manage your snapshot over on my portfolio over here on my SaaS program, that will cost you $97 a month. So you've got the snapshot itself, which is a one-time $99, and then you have the reoccurring SaaS, which will give you the basic plan at $97, and we're going to then build it out for you so that it will control whatever niche that you want to go into. Okay. Next, related to what we're doing on the reoccurring model. So think about this for a second. Okay. So imagine now I have a free funnel program. I have a couple other free programs, such as the merch program. And I'll talk a little bit about those. Now, I can set my margins anywhere I want. I can set my price anywhere I want. And the mentality that you really have to have is, look, I'm going to educate people and I was going to build this thing anyway. So I can give it away for $50 or I can give it away for $100 a month. And when you do that, you're putting yourself forward in terms of helping people versus, focusing inward, which is on what you need from it, which is income. Okay. I'm not saying that's not important. What I am saying is if you focus on helping people, then you won't have to focus on the income, and the income will automatically build through referrals. It'll build through constant nurturing. It'll build through, free posts on your Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all these places, right? One thing I want to tell you is that legacy over likes, it doesn't have anything realistically to do with, oh, I'm being loved on social media. What it is that I'm creating a situation for my family. For me, it's my youngest children. It's my wife's youngest children. It is for my mom. It's for my brothers. It's for myself. It's for my family entirely. Now, here's one thing that you'll know is that your family is going to be the last person to support you. So if you're going to venture in on something like this, you want to just confide in one other person. I can be a person for you in terms of teaching you how to build these scenarios that eventually will be the thing that pay for the items that you have. So look, I'm not a huge car guy. I do love cars, but I don't have to have a $200,000 Ferrari or something of that nature. If I was going to get the perfect car for me, what I'd do is I'd buy 5 different Hummers, yellow, black, red, white, and blue. I'd trick them out. They'd probably be 50 grand all in. And I'd probably drive those things probably about 4 or 5 thousand miles each per year and put them in different houses along shorelines and other places where I could have some fun. That's what it would be for me. Imagine that. I've got for under $250,000, the price of that one car, I could have 5 units in different places and be able to have fun with them. In my coastal cities, I might want like an old school 67 Porsche. Well, everything that I'm telling you right now is going to be the thing that's going to be able to supply you with those details for what it is that you want, but you have to set this infrastructure up. Okay. So, is it a good model for you to be able to spend $200 on yourself every single month? Now, imagine you went and um, I think a rule of thumb in this day and age is to take 30% of what you earned and save it. And for me, 10% of what I earn is going to go to a tithe. That tithe could be either helping people out there on the street, it could be for your church, it could be however it is. And believe me, I give much more than 10%. And that's my financial gift that I give to people and that I give to others and that I freely share with people so that they can learn. There's times where I'll give somebody an ebook for free. I'll build it for them. That's my time. That's my energy. But however, what's cool is once it's built, it's done and they can enjoy it and they could actually offer it to other people. So if you're seeing this video and you happen to comment on YouTube, free ebook, I will help you. Now, look, I will help you build this ebook from start to finish. There is going to be a cost for the snapshot that's going to require for you to be able to sell and offer this ebook online, but there's no charge for the ebook. You're going to come up with the information that you want to talk about. I'm going to help you format it. I'm going to help you put your forward in there, the dedication in there, an offer in the back. If I need to help you and coach you in terms of getting a Facebook channel or a group that's privatized so that you can win that way, I am willing to do it. Okay. So let's talk about this recurring thing. So I have a free funnel program, both for my big marketing company, Faction Media. And what I do is I take the free funnel program and I take the time with my team to build out an experience. You are going to fill out a survey. We are going to go in and do the work. And then you're going to get a snapshot that's provided to you based on whatever business model it is. In this case, it could be an ebook. Okay. Now, you're going to learn how to sell that same snapshot to other people and use your affiliate link so that when they get in on a 99 or a 297 or a 497 or one of the big ones that I've got, which is 1197, that you're going to get reoccurring income from that particular scenario. Now, it's not hard to build. You just have to build it one person at a time and put all the work that's in there as necessary in order to give them a good system. And then when that thing's done, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It now gives you $99 or $297 or $497 income per month that you can use how you want to. If it were me, I would take 30% and save it, 10% to the tithe, and the rest of it would be operating income for other ideas. And I might pay myself 20% income from that model, right? So think about that. How would you apply it to yourself How would you apply it to your business? How would you help your children build something like this? How would you help your sister or your mother or somebody build a reoccurring income from themselves, even though they don't know tech? Look, here's the deal, there's no coding required in most of these opportunities. So I'm here to just kind of level with you a little bit, talk to you a little bit about how this whole thing works. And today's information is pretty much done. We're going to spend another couple minutes on talking about how you can build these techniques and offer these techniques. And then we're going to close this thing out. Legacy over likes. Guys, we're here for a reason. We're here for purpose. We are trying to help people. We're trying to help the world. And we're going to actually do it. There's a lot of things that I have in my head that I'm going to be sharing with people. But let's just dig right into the last part of this, which is monetizing this. Okay. So if it's an ebook, let's just treat the ebook right now as a reoccurring business model. You have to create a workflow. That workflow is going to be after the sale. What happens? It's a thank you and a delivery of the ebook. And then it's going to go through a 7-day workflow. From there, it's going to go into a nurture workflow, another one that's going to talk a little bit about how they can help review our product, and you can have it you'll have it for yourself as well when we put that in there. Then the next step is going to be, listen, sharing this information. That's a workflow in itself. And talking to people through these email and text messages saying, hey, by the way, here's maybe one more offer that we have, which is another ebook that you might be able to give as an opportunity. For instance, I'll use the example, 17 years old, earning 5K a month before you leave your parents' house. That's one of the ebooks that we have. Another thing is, the final step is putting them into a workflow that says, thank you, share this with somebody who needs it. And also from there, it will dump them into our e-commerce store that has a variation of 7 to 10. Eventually it'll be 20, eventually it'll be 40, eventually it'll be 80, and eventually it'll be 160 ebooks in there in a pond that they can go and look. And should they want to learn about something, they'll have it ready for them. Right. And then the final lead nurture is, hey, somebody who dropped out, they go into our newsletter that talks a little bit about what ebooks can provide to them. And that's a once a month type of thing and a once a month text message type of thing. So that closes out our Legacy Over Likes episode for today. I appreciate you being here. Look, there's nothing I love better than helping people accomplish something that they didn't know much about and giving them the fierce drive, the sensation that they're going to win no matter what, as long as they show up. Legacy Over Likes is for that person who's an underdog. Legacy Over Likes is for that person who wants to create something different from scratch they never had, so that they don't have to go out and work tirelessly in the sun for somebody else who doesn't care for them, and they can start building a long-term legacy for themselves and the generations to follow. So thanks for being here. I'm Adam Miller, Legacy Over Likes. Let's build something together.